Hello, Internet. Don't mind my voice, I'm just a bit tired as I record this. Welcome to a video where I talk about something that I've had on my mind for a while. My old school friends, or, well, the whole timeline of events that led up to who I am today when it comes to friend groups. I've had a lot of interesting events that have happened with friends of mine. Well, they never ended up staying friends. This is because, well, most of them turned out to be pretty bad people. The last friend I have now, well, was the one I gained at the end of the story. And I intend to keep this story in multiple parts, as not to keep it as long or rambly as the last one. Of course, the last one wasn't too bad, I just went on a bit of a monologue and repeated too many things. So, today I'm going to be as focused as possible without a script. Because, well, I'm too lazy to make one. Anyway, running gags aside, I have to do something never set up before. Part 1. A long, long ago, I had a friend. Now, I'm going to have to come up with a name for this friend. I'll go with Siam. Like the Addams Family. They really are scream. Yeah, you get it. Anyway, I'm going to call him Siam. Because, well, you could see right through him. See right through him? See him? Get it? Yeah, no, that's a dumb joke, but still. I'll call him Siam for now because, well, that's the only name I got for him. So, this kid, Siam, was my only friend for a few years. Well, after Tweedledum and Tweedledee entered my life, but I'm not really going to talk about those two. They're not in this story. They're not part of the larger array of events that happened with my friends. So, this kid, Siam, wasn't that bad at first. He just would say he was going to hang out with me and then not hang out with me, hang out with other people. And he also stole my ideas, like, a lot. And by that I mean, when I was very early in primary school, I would come up with little games based upon things in my imagination. And he would usually take over these ideas, call them his, that whole thing with idea stealing. So, yeah, that was basically the whole thing. Until a few years later, I would end up really hating the guy, because I had created a story based off based off an idea or story my uncle had came up with. Now, my uncle is very dear to me. Very important. I love the guy, he's great. My uncle came up with it. And this damn kid, when I told him that he was altering the story a bit too much and I couldn't really mess with it too much, he had said, "I don't care about your stupid uncle." That's how he said it. I say stupid, he says stupid. That's how you can tell I'm being in someone else's voice. Just too tired to do too many different voices at once. Alright, so, anyway, this kid said, "I don't care about your stupid uncle." So, I said, "Well, I don't give a shit about you." I didn't say shit, I said care, but I don't care about you. There, you happy now? Clean version of what I actually said. Anyway, so, I ended up not being friends with the kid anymore. I cut it off completely. He had done one too many bad things, and I was not having it. I was done. He had done the worst thing. So, this is when things get a bit weird. For a while in the library, they had Lego that you could play with. So, I had met someone there. I'm gonna call this person Saney, because, well, she was the opposite. Opposite of what? Sane, the first half of her name. All of these are dumb puns. Look at me, I'm a little pun man. Puns. Anyway, enough of being a pun goblin. Saney was, well, at first, sane. We just played with each other with the Lego. We were a few years apart, so we were separated to 2 separate districts of the primary school. I don't know if you guys had this in your primary school. Might be an American, might be who knows where you're from if you're seeing this. But yeah, wherever you're from, where I come from, some schools do it in like little districts. So two of them were separated by a year. This person was in a year below me, thus we were separated by this. And so, we didn't really get to talk much other than in the library, which was the one section where both could cross into. And so, I didn't know much about her. But one day she said, hey, next year, I'm going to be in the, same end of the school that you're at, so why don't we, hang out outside the library? And I was like, okay, I don't see why not. Next year rolls around, she got a bit clingy. And I don't mean physically, I just mean like she had nobody else to hang out with some days, and other days she disappeared in a weird way. I don't know. But most of the time she was just hanging around me. I don't know. Guess she didn't have many friends. She got into a lot of fights with people, though. Mostly verbal ones. And sometimes a big group of kids that were younger than her would follow her around bullying her, right? A few years later, I had to deal with that. But the point is, she was nice, but not very smart, and vented to me about some of her problems, which I was happy to help her with, help her get through that. Although it got a bit overly brought up whenever I wanted to do something without her. I'll get to that later. So, she didn't really do much at first. One time, she grabbed my hand accidentally, pulled away. A bit later than that in the timeline, we had been trying to get these 2 or 3, maybe it was 4 kids to just get off her back, right? They were annoying her like monkeys on your back, hence the get off her back saying. So, we tried to do that, and these kids just started saying weird things, right? And one of them said to me, she likes you. And I said, I don't believe that. Why would I believe you? Besides, it's not like I feel the same or anything. That was the kid. He was like, So I was like, she's behind me, isn't she? Like a cliche, because I had watched a lot of movies and TV shows where that was exactly the case. He just nodded. My life had become a TV show at this point. I had ran after her after turning my back and seeing that she was a far distance away, but I was a bit faster. I was able to catch up to her. She was hiding behind a bin. Wow, that kid wasn't lying. She really did kind of like me. But we were in primary school, so she didn't have proper feelings and didn't understand feelings. Apparently it had stemmed from that one time we had accidentally held hands or something, and then it got a bit more than that. It was annoying. I didn't really want to, do anything drastic, so I just said, hey, we could keep being friends, and who knows, because, well, at the time I didn't know this, but I'm Arrow Ace. So, after this, it had just quieted down for a little bit, I guess. Well, after that was not much. Just hanging out, and then eventually we had gained another friend. I'm gonna call him what's his name, because I could never remember his name, and I don't honestly have a pun for this kid. I don't know, Harry Potter. Nah, he didn't like Harry Potter. But anyway, this kid was a bit taller and a year ahead, I guess. I don't know. But he was around a year above me, and he believed in magic for some reason. Pretended he could see little goblins and stuff. It was weird, man. But honestly, aside from that guy, it was a totally normal thing. But the way I met him was I had seen that he was playing with nobody. He had no friends, no nothing. So I was just like, hey, you want to come hang out with us? And he was like, sure. After that day, he only hung out with us, and this is the end of part 1. I hope you enjoyed my video, deep exploration of the whole friendship shenanigans that went on in my youth. I'm still young, why the hell am I saying in my youth? Am I an old man? No. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little part of the whole story. Part 1, to be precise. Lol, I'm not funny. Anyway, I don't really know what to say here about this whole end card bit, but I'm going to be doing somewhat smaller videos so that I can get them out quicker, especially since I did a tiny little hiatus because I basically forgot what I was doing. not what I was doing. I forgot that I was a YouTuber who made videos every once in a while. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed.